party people. Welcome once more to the Party of One podcast, where the gaming table is set for two always. I am your host, as always, Jeffrey Stormer. This week I am joined by Antonio Fernandez, who runs me through a game of End of the World by Fantasy Flight Games. End of the World is a line of horror games in which players play themselves and try to navigate a number of wild, apocalyptic scenarios, from zombie attacks, to machine uprisings, to the rising of the great old gods, and more. As for what installment specifically we're playing, I don't want to spoil the surprise. A brief content warning before we dive in. This episode does feature some brief scenes of violence towards animals. Listener discretion is advised. Finally, before we dive in, a special thanks to That's Entertainment, our newest backer on Patreon. Patreon support is tremendously helpful in keeping the lights on and allowing us to do bigger, better, and cooler things, and I deeply appreciate it, so thank you. With all that out of the way, let's throw it over to Jeff, me in the past, so he can get started with the show. Take it past me. Thanks, future me. This week I am joined by Antonio. Antonio, thanks for coming on Party of One.
Thanks for having me. It's awesome to be here.
So we're playing End of the World, and I am super excited.
I am very, very excited as well.
So you're the one that suggested this game to me, so why don't you give me the big picture, give me the elevator pitch for this game.
Okay, cool.
And the listeners at home, I should say.
The End of the World is actually it is a very, I'll say, underrated game. It did not get fantastic reviews in it or anything. However, it is probably one of my favorite systems. It actually gives you the opportunity to showcase how you yourself and your friends at home, maybe that won't apply in today's scenario, would fare in the apocalypse. There's several different ones. Zombie apocalypse is one of them. Alien invasion is another one. And then they have the Rise of the Machines, Wrath of the Gods, a whole bunch of different stuff. And then you get a chance to try out the different flavors of the End of the World, as it were.
Yeah, I was actually really excited when they announced these games, and I was a little bit bummed to hear that they didn't get a good reputation. But so I'm really excited to try it and like get a sense for it myself, because I feel like I love the idea of playing myself in games, because I am an egomaniac, and I like the concept of playing yourself in these like apocalyptic scenarios. So I'm really excited to dive in.
You know what? For a second there, I thought I heard you say, I'm really excited to die. And I was like, well, good. That's what I have planned.
If it happens, it happens. I'm not going to stop it. I am ready to dive in.
All right. Happy GenCon! Even though it sounds like I have a monologue prepared, I don't! This year, 2017, August, you have decided to go to GenCon. Yay, Jeff!
We made it.
You're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah. Luckily, you met me online. I'm such a nice guy. I live so close to GenCon. I suggested, hey, why don't you just not pay for a hotel? Why don't you just come stay at my house?
Perfect.
Okay? My wife just happens to be out of town with my daughter. Just you and me, we can hang out. We can do some one-on-one games. You can bring your podcast stuff.
That works for me. Get some episodes in the can. Get
Absolutely.
Some work done. Justify this as a work expense.
Yeah, man. Put it on your tax returns. I live in Indiana. It's kind of far away. It's about an hour from GenCon, but
it's not bad.
I'll volunteer to drive us there.
You don't have to even
money,
spend,
right?
Yeah, saves me
exactly.
the money. I'm not going to complain.
Don't have to spend on gas or anything. So we're gonna open our scene the day of your arrival, the day before GenCon. GenCon is usually what day? August
17th this year. It's the 17th to the 20th.
Okay.
So this will be the 16th.
Aha, okay, cool. So we're going to open up. The camera pans out over an Indiana cornfield, because yes, I live out there.
Great.
And on the bottom...
That's exactly what I picture when I think of Indiana, so this is good.
August 16th, 2017. Camera pans down, sees a nice little 2008 Kia pull into a small suburban neighborhood. There's some kids still kind of playing on the streets and everything, kind of using the opportunities of the last days of summer. Unless I've been out of school for too long, and that's actually when they'd be in school.
No, I think that's right at the end of summer vacation.
Is it right at the end?
Yeah.
Okay, well, regardless, you'll find that my house is actually 3 houses down from an elementary school. So this is irrelevant. You pull into the neighborhood. You pass a veterinarian's office on your right. It is a very, very small town vibe. There's people outside walking their dogs, friendly faces. yard sprinklers going off, and then your GPS chimes like destination is on your right. And then you stop in front of a large, kind of bluish house with the vinyl siding on it with like a nice little tree out front and a little kids swing up there. And your GPS says that is the address you're looking for.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop out of the car. I'm going to lock it, hit it twice so that it honks. I'm going to walk up. I'm going to stop for a second and, convince myself that it's all right to ring the doorbell. Then I'm going to ring the doorbell.
Okay. You ring the doorbell. There is a short delay. And, someone pulls open the door. And, hey, it's me.
Hey, great.
Hey, Jeff. How you doing?
Hey, how are you? So good to meet you. Thank you so much for this. Seriously, this is amazing. This is amazing. It's gonna be great. I'm so excited. I've never been. All the stories I've heard are so good, and let me tell you something. After all the podcasts that I've recorded and that I've listened to where terrible things happen at GenCon, I am so excited to actually go and have it be perfectly normal.
Yes,
it's gonna be great.
I am excited as well.
It's gonna be great.
It is gonna be great. Please come in. Should I help you with your bag?
No. I've only got the one bag. I travel light. I am not a big packer. So I've got the one bag. I've got the one red, over my shoulder bag, and I've got my backpack. So I've got two bags. My laptop and clothes are in one, and then other clothes are in the other. This is gonna be a Wednesday. Yeah. So okay. So I'm wearing a t-shirt and leather. No, it's August, so I'm not wearing a leather jacket. I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans.
Yeah, I'm also wearing a Star Wars shirt. I have gray cargo shorts on. I'm a big fan of cargo shorts and sandals. I don't know why. It's just about me.
It's a good look. No judgment. I'm probably wearing my Ophidian the Cobra shirt. Shout out to Ophidian.
I take a step back, open the door wide for you, and I let you in. My smile seems kind of false, but that's kind of normal for a first-time social interaction.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I show you in, and first thing you think of is, wow, pink. This living room is pink. On a second glance, maybe not bright pink, maybe the same color as a flower pot, but the whole wall in the entire living room is kind of sponge painted this flower pot color. There is a faux fireplace with a large TV on one side of it, and you can see a little PlayStation plugged in underneath it, and then there's a large sectional couch, and then a corridor that leads off into the kitchen.
All right, yeah, it's nice. This is a nice place. This is very nice. This is gonna be fun. This is nice. This is a beautiful house that you have.
Thank you very much. Would you like to look around?
Yeah. Please. Sure. Give me the grand tour.
Follow me this way. Would you like a drink of water?
Oh, that would actually be perfect.
Nice cool drink of water. Okay. I walk over to the fridge and I open it. Not all the way, just enough for me to reach my hand in, and I pull out an already prepared glass of water and I set it on the table in front of you. Just storing glasses of water in the fridge. So you'll notice that there's also kind of animal dishes on the grounds, but so far you haven't noticed any animals, but it's also normal animal behavior. Sometimes they hide.
Sure. Cats are skittish. I get it.
They are. Cats are skittish. We have a backyard out this way. I kind of gesture towards what is obviously a garage, the door that leads into the garage. And right next to the garage door, there is a set of stairs leading down into what looks like, when you kind of lean over the side, to be a finished basement.
Oh.
I say, there's a basement down there, but we can't really go down there for the time being. But there's still more upstairs to show you. I'll show you to your room.
Yeah, great. Got to drop off my stuff.
If you would like to follow me this way.
Yes,
and I kind of walk around you and walk you into the hallway. The first door I show you is a bathroom. It's done up a guest bathroom.
Sure.
Another door down, it looks like a guest bedroom has been set up. Queen-size bed in the middle, a little desk for you, an empty desk in case you want to set up your laptop. And then there is a child's room on the end of the corridor to the left, and on the right it looks like a master bedroom.
All right. This is nice.
There's another set of animal dishes in the bedroom.
Okay. Pets? You a pet man?
Oh, yes. We have a dog and 3 cats. Me and my wife Stephanie.
All right, that makes sense. I have a cat back home.
You do have a cat?
She's an asshole. She's a piece of garbage. But that's cat ownership is about 60%. 60. It's an even 50-50. I love you, and you're a trash animal that I.
I smile politely. So please drop your stuff off in your room. Would you like me to bring your water to you?
Oh yeah, bring it on over. I completely forgot it. Bring it up. You just put it on the desk. I'm gonna get set up, check my email and stuff. I've been driving for 10 hours at this point, so I'm gonna...
Sure, take your time.
Try to unwind a little bit.
I've set my Wi-Fi password on the desk.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Places the water on the little glass desk. And then he walks out. I walk out.
So I'm gonna leave the water untouched. That's weird. That's weird that it was just in a glass, but... Actually, what I'm going to do is once you leave, I'm going to take the glass. I'm going to duck around the corner to the bathroom, dump the water down the sink, and pull out my head back into the bedroom, take the glass, and say, "Thank goodness I have a glass because I have been waiting 10 hours to get reacquainted with my one true love." Founder's Rubaeus. And I'm going to fill that glass with raspberry goodness and just take a deep swig.
Sure.
And just kick back. Sit on the bed.
Absolutely.
Ignore the desk. Put the laptop on my lap, as is intended by the name. Make sure to find an outlet because the power supply on my laptop's not great.
Fair enough. Yeah, there's definitely an outlet.
Just settle in. I'm going to settle in, check my email, hop on Twitter.
Sure. Getting on Twitter, I don't know if I would have you roll for this. Something to notice. Maybe this is something you would have heard in the news. There's several tweets from famous people about how beautiful the meteor showers were the other night, and how you're kind of like, oh, that's weird. And then you kind of start scrolling through maybe some news and stuff, and you start learning about animal attacks, and there's just all sorts of various kind of strange goings on. There was a pack of dogs, a humane society shelter that has a partially kind of outdoor area. A lot of the dogs just started killing other dogs.
Oh.
And you're like, oh my god, that's alarming. But
that's horrible. Okay, yeah, that's. Yeah. So I'm seeing that on Twitter. I didn't see any of this, but that's Philly. You can't see a damn thing in the sky. But exactly. It is what it is. So I'm gonna just be reading about this stuff on Twitter. I'm gonna pull up my GenCon spreadsheet that I've got and start figuring out which events that I have scheduled that I'm going to go to. Currently, I have 4 columns of events at the same time, and figuring out which of the 4 events are the ones that I'm really going to commit to and how long it's going to take.
Absolutely.
To get from place to place. Spend some time doing that.
I will leave you to your devices. Kind of let you. As an introvert myself, I kind of understand how it is. So I leave you to your room. I don't go in there and disturb you or anything like that. You don't actually hear a peep from me. The house is relatively quiet.
All right. Well, after probably, I don't know, an hour or two, I'm probably going to wrap that up, get pretty far in, at least get Thursday taken care of. At least get Thursday locked down, and then finish my beer and head outside to poke around, just walk around a little bit, see if I can find you, see if anything's going on. I imagine it's probably early evening-ish. So we'll see if,
it's about 5 or 6 o'clock. The sun is actually still hanging really high in the sky. Mm-hmm. We're at a decent area up north. We're about 9 o'clock. That's okay. 9 and 10 is when the sun actually tends to go down around here, which is actually kind of late for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. And when you get out, you kind of look around. You're like, oh, where is he? And head outside. I'm just standing outside staring at the sky.
I think the first thing I'm going to do is just lean outside and just say, hey, I'm going to put the beer in the fridge. If you want one, help yourself. And head back inside and put that beer in the fridge.
Oh, yeah, sure. You open the fridge. There's a glass of water sitting in the fridge, just like right there on the first shelf. And then there's kind of like just various drinks and everything like that. And then like a couple of like, I don't know, like Tupperware containers full of like expired stuff that you're like, ooh.
No better, no worse than my fridge at home. So I'm going to stash the beer, and then I'm going to head outside and just like stare up with you and be like, so, what are we looking at?
I turned my head to the left towards you. I heard there's going to be another meteor shower tonight.
Oh, neat. I missed the last one because, Philly. But,
yeah, they said
cool.
is a part of an asteroid system. This is going to be the second
neat.
Of the asteroids to break up.
Awesome. Do we have dinner plans, or am I on my own?
There's a pizza place around here. Would you like me to order pizza?
Actually, why don't we could just go if you want to just go. Like I'll cover like tip and stuff. I figure.
Oh, you don't want to stay here?
No. I feel like I guess it's up to you. If it's not like is it a place where we could go sit, or is it more of like a delivery place? Because I feel like I want to treat you to dinner at least for putting me up for a few nights. So I feel like.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Yeah, no, there is a place to sit there.
Perfect. Let's do that then.
Excellent. Would you like me to drive?
No, I'll drive. Just tell me where it's at.
Okay.
Actually, if you wouldn't mind driving, I've been driving all day.
Sure, that's no problem. Yeah, we kind of head towards the garage. We open it up, and there's 2 cars in there. You'll notice. But yeah, we head over to one of the cars, climb inside. Looks like I already had the key in my pocket. Pop it in, turn it on, and we drive off. It's actually only about half a mile to a mile away. We kind of go down like a large hill, climb up the other side, and you see there's like this city center. Everything looks freshly remodeled. It looks like how you would imagine small town USA looks like in like movies. Do you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like there's kind of statuary and stuff in the city center, and like fake cannons, and then there's like lots of little storefronts with apartments above them, and everything looks like it's centered around this little square. And there is a little place off to the side called Pizza King.
Oh, cute. Pizza King.
Yeah.
We have one of those, not Philly, but like South Jersey. We have one of those, but I don't assume they're related. I don't know that the Pizza King, I don't know that place is chained out. It might have.
As far as I know, it is a franchise.
All right. Then who knows? All right, let's hop in.
Who's to say? Pull in, put the car in park. There's a little jerk when the brakes hit. And then we get out and head inside. Now, there's something a little unusual that you notice. When you walk in the Pizza King, like the door, chimes. It's one of those big glass doors that you kind of pull open. The door chimes to kind of let them know that another customer has entered. And the dining hall from the outside looks entirely full. Like there's maybe 15 people inside. I mean, it's not a huge place. There's 15 people inside plus staff. And you go in, everything's kind of done up in rustic decor. But the one thing that you'll notice is there's just like a wall of silence that hits you when you walk in.
Okay.
All right, let's head up to the front.
Yeah, all right, cool. Gonna head up to the front. If there's a bell, I'm definitely ringing that bell just once.
There is a bell, yeah. You ding! And like an older fellow with a big long beard comes up to the front.
I rang the bell.
He smiles at you placidly. He goes, "How are you doing, gentlemen? What can I do for you?"
What pizza do you want? Does it matter? Because I'm gonna get meat lovers if it doesn't matter.
Yeah, meat lovers sounds great.
Meat lovers. Can we get a large meat lovers?
Sure. Would you guys like a nice pitcher of water to go with it?
Actually.
Sure, that would be great.
Can I have a Coke, actually?
Oh, I'm sorry. Our fountain machine is down right now.
Pizza's the one time I get to drink soda.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is there a convenience store that I can run to? Is it alright if I bring a bottle in here?
Usually we don't allow outside drink. But the water is complimentary, nice and cool.
I'm not a water with pizza guy. That's fine. We'll just have the pizza and I'll get a soda on the way back. All right, yeah. So bring the pitcher of water, I guess, and you can drink your weird clear non-soda.
You're funny, Jeff Stormer.
Okay, so yeah, I guess we'll grab a seat.
Pick a seat. I'll go wait for the pizza.
Cool. I'm gonna hop on my phone.
Okay.
And
this is where I'm gonna actually have you roll to notice something unusual about the room.
Okay. I'm gonna assume that is a logic roll.
Yeah.
All right. So so the way it works is, I assume I'm gonna start with the 3 dice that I'm rolling for logic.
Yep, you're gonna. Well, no. You don't roll your 3. You roll a base of 1, and then you add anything that you think might apply.
Okay.
So you kind of build a dice pool based on circumstance, gear, and then your features.
So if this place is deathly quiet, I am not used to the quiet, so I am like anxiously looking around already.
Yep.
So I'm gonna add a dice for that, and I'm gonna say the other thing is, if I am like sitting waiting for somebody, then I'm like alternately looking at my phone and just looking at things, and so my eyes are already drifting around looking at stuff anyway.
Okay, well, fair enough. I'm gonna give you just like 1 base black die, and then another, because you were kind of in your phone, kind of trying to avoid the kind of weirdness. Sure. So just roll it against 2.
Okay. I got a 1, 3, and 4 on my positive, and a 2 and a 6 on my negative.
Okay, cool. So your positive dice would usually cancel out your negatives, but in this circumstance, it doesn't look like anything did. So, do you have any positive die that fall underneath your logic skill?
I do. I have 2, actually.
Okay, so you have 2 successes. However, take 2 stress, because when you kind of look up, you're kind of checking Twitter on your phone, you're scrolling through, you look up, and you notice that everyone in the room was simultaneously looking at you, and they all simultaneously look away as soon as you look up. I come back to the table, I place the pizza pan on the counter, and then I kind of sit down, grab a slice, throw them on some paper plates that they had kind of set up, and I throw some like napkins down, and I start eating, but my eating seems very utilitarian, like, I'm just trying to get fed.
I am attacking this pizza.
Absolutely.
I am. Well, first thing I'm going to do is put the pizza on the plate. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put a little bit of garlic powder on it, a little bit of red pepper, and then inhale that first piece. Just
sure.
Like a duck.
Like a duck?
You know, there's that old Simpson quote of like, he's eating it like a pig. Nah, pigs chew. It's more like a duck.
Just guzzling it down while it to slide down your throat.
Yeah. So I am. History will make notes about what happened to this pizza.
Sure. I pour you a glass, slide it across, pour myself a glass, and start drinking it heartily.
I am going to dive into my second slice. I'm going to slow down, but sure. I'm definitely... I'm just going to start making small talk and be like, so, what are you looking forward to with the con? What do you got tomorrow?
I'm looking forward to most playing games. I play Call of Cthulhu.
That's a good game. That's a good game. Have you played Trail of Cthulhu? Because I like the Gumshoe games a lot.
I haven't, but I've always wanted to try.
Oh, they're super good. They're real good. And I
role-playing games are my favorite.
They're my favorite too. I think... God damn it, Jeff! Don't do that. I'm gonna start getting real loud. I think now that I've seen that people are like, now that people are like watching me, I'm gonna think that it's like a judgy thing. It's like a small town judgy thing because I'm from the city, and I'm gonna start getting loud and maybe a little bit foul mouthed as I talk about like games that I like. I'm like, oh, you fucking gotta try that, dude. It's so good.
There is a table nearby with 2 small children. And then 2 adults. Ordinarily, you would be like, "Oh my god!" Like these guys are gonna be pissed when I start cursing around their kids. But not only the parents, but the children also seem non-reactive to your swearing.
I think what I'm going to do then, let's see. It is a Wednesday night. I guess it's at this point. It's probably been a few hours, so it's probably right around 8 o'clock. I am going to see about. I'm going to ask if there's a TV that I can turn on.
You kind of glance around the room and there doesn't appear to be a television.
All right, that's fine. We can watch
But it's
it.
all right. We were wrapping up dinner anyway.
Yeah.
I throw a chunk of money on the counter, and I'm like, all right, well, let's go to the. You wanted to go to the convenience store?
Yeah. I want to grab a Coke.
Okay, certainly. Let's go.
All right.
We had in the car. No reason to kind of overly dramatize this.
Right.
We get there uneventfully, and then you get inside, and it looks like there is a kind of attendant manning the CVS, and he looks rather nervous, kind of jittery, kind of looking around. He looks like he's starting to do... He has one of those little handheld... It's not a vacuum, it's not a sweeper,
Sure.
but it's like one of those little roller things.
Yeah, like a dustbuster.
Yeah, like that. And he's just kind of rolling the floor, but he's kind of doing it too quick and like looking over his shoulder, rather jittery in comparison to everybody else.
Hey, what do you, is the cooler in the back?
Oh, yeah, it's right over there at the refrigerator. Sorry.
I'm sorry, I snuck up on you.
No, it's not sorry. It's all right.
Sorry, I was about to sneeze.
I'm happy for the company. It's been a weird day. I'm sorry. I just feel real weird today. Is it just me, or does anything seem like? Never mind.
Is it? No. Hold on, because I gotta ask you a question.
Sure.
Like, is there something weird going on, or is this just like a Midwestern thing? Because I'm not actually. I'm from Philly, so like the whole small town thing is not my scene.
Well, he kind of starts to say something, but then notices me walk in the door and kind of walk up to you with my hands in my pockets. What are you guys talking about?
You know what? I gotta ask because I don't know if you noticed. Everybody was staring at me at the restaurant. Is it like? Is it a Philly? Is it a city?
I wonder if it's because you're out of town.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. Like, is it a city? Is it like an out of towner? Like, what is this? One of those kinds of towns where like I'm gonna be the weird guy because I'm not from here?
The attendant starts to speak up, and I talk over him. No, it's probably just an out of town thing. Everyone around here is like this. We're all happy.
Small towns. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a Coke, and all right, yeah. So I'm gonna head back, and I'm going to stand there for a while, debating my decisions on which Coke I want to.
Sure.
And I'm going to throw my. Actually, I'm going to turn around and like call to the shopkeep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the attendant turns around.
Yeah, the attendant, and be like, "Hey, come here for a second. I was wondering if you had I wanted to ask you a question about the sodas. If you had a particular one."
Sure. He kind of walks over to you, seemingly getting taking a breath that he's a little bit further from me now, and he kind of walks up to you. Yeah, what's your question, sir?
Are you all right?
I don't know how to answer that. I feel a little crazy right now. I'm wondering if this is how crazy people feel. I'm sorry, this is super inappropriate. You probably just want to buy your soda.
No. Please, are you art? Like, no. I'm honestly asking. Are you like? Is there something I can help with, or?
It's just like for example, my boss. Like, she has always been mean to me, like, since I've known her. And then, like, 2 days ago, nothing. Just, like, this placid expression, just this, like, almost expressionless. And then, it's not, like, just her, but, like, everyone else who works here was the same. And they keep, like, offering me water, telling me I need to relax. And it's just, like, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. Because I asked Antonio, but I want to ask you. Is this one of those towns where I'm going to get, like, weird, where people are going to be weird to me because I'm from out of town?
No, this isn't one of those towns. I heard him say that. This is not... Everyone here has always been... You know, you walk around and people just are willing to talk to you and just very jovial and nice. And then recently they all just kind of shut down. Sometimes I see them standing together and they're not even talking. They're just together.
I was going to say, because I went to school in the Midwest, and I don't think those types of towns, I don't think that's a Midwestern thing. I think they're going to be polite to you. If not nice, at least polite.
No, exactly.
So I think something is up.
Now it's like, sometimes, like, okay, for example, there's this guy who does my lawn. He usually brings 2 guys with him to do their lawn. They did my entire lawn without talking to each other once.
That's weird. Was
they
it
usually
hot? 'Cause
coordinate. They usually coordinate. You do this, I do this, and then they kind of tackle the whole project. It was like they like knew what to do without saying a word.
All right.
And this is getting a bit unnerving, and I don't know if I'm showing up for work tomorrow.
All right.
And you look down and you see his name tag is also Jeff.
Oh. Hey, Jeff. I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you.
That's funny. Are you spelled the same?
How's he spelled it?
His is spelled Geof or Goeff.
I almost let him. I almost made a friend today, but now I've made a blood enemy.
Blood enemy.
All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a soda. I'm gonna grab one of the weird ones, so it looks like we were talking about like figuring out like a soda choice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab like a Stewart's Key Lime.
A Stewart's Key Lime.
Be like, perfect. Sure. Stewart's Key Lime. That's the one I was looking for. Okay. And I'm gonna say,
seriously, you're not from around here. Be careful.
Well, that's so funny that you mentioned that. I actually do a role-playing game podcast. Here, let me give you my card, and I'm gonna take out one of my Party of One podcast business cards, and I'm gonna write down my name and number on it, and just write down like "keep in touch, be safe" on the back of it.
Okay.
And like hand it to him. Please, like, let me know. Send me an email. We'll get you on an episode. It sounds great. And I like put it in his hand and I give him a real stern look.
Oh no! Yeah.
Head out.
Yeah. No, I will totally give you a call.
Wait. Yeah, Cannot for sure. Wait. Sounds great. And I'm gonna head out with soda.
I love podcasts.
Cool.
So
it's just like cereal. You're gonna love it.
Sure, I love cereal. Yep. Fruity Pebbles.
That's the one. That's the one I meant.
All right.
Yeah. So let's head back. I wanna. There's some wrestling I want to watch before tomorrow. So let's head back. I'm gonna.
Oh, sure. Yeah, let's head back. Did you want to get anything else while you were here?
No. I think just the soda. I think I've got everything else. I've got everything else in my bag.
Okay. Because we can. There was a recent study that said that they did research on water that comes from small towns, and that they said it was actually better for you.
Yeah, no, that's why I use a Brita filter, is because they found a dead body in one of our reservoirs one time. So that doesn't surprise me.
Oh.
But,
You're joking. Okay. Yeah, let's head home and we can watch wrestling.
That wasn't a joke, but yeah, okay, sure, let's go back.
I don't acknowledge your retraction, and we walk towards the car. We get back inside and start driving again, and it is just a long, awkward, silent car drive. I mean, obviously, unless you plan on intervening in some way.
No. At this point, absolutely not. At this point, I am dead silent, looking at my phone. I'm probably, if I'm being honest, because I'm not necessarily a great man, probably live tweeting a lot of this. We're probably at that point where I'm like, small towns are weird as fuck.
You'll be sad to find that I follow you on Twitter. However, I haven't been checking my phone.
That's all good. And that's why I put it on my secret Twitter.
We get back to the house. Right around the same time, dusk kicks in. The sky is sort of this sickly yellow color, and there is a sort of haze in the air. You wouldn't call it fog. Certainly not. The air isn't humid enough for that. It's a little dry. But there is a haze, almost pollen-like, in the air. And then, like, looking up, you can see a few streaks overhead. Shooting stars.
Oh, I've never gotten to see, like, an actual meteor shower. This is pretty cool. So I am going to shamelessly stop and start watching this meteor shower.
I join you. I stand right next to you, and we both just stare up at the sky while
this is cool.
The meteors kind of streak across.
This is cool.
Yes, it's beautiful, isn't it?
It's real neat. It's real neat. I've not ever gotten to see one of these before. See, that's the one thing I don't like about living in the city, is that you don't see stars.
It's all the light pollution.
Yeah. I mean, I like everything else about living in the city. I could never live in a small town, but, like, the light pollution I'm not a fan of.
You're a funny person, Jeff Stormer. What channel is wrestling on?
Oh, it's actually a computer thing. I just got to plug in. Does your TV have an HDMI?
Oh, yeah.
Great, perfect. I just got to hook up my computer and I can set it up. It's on the network. It's on the thing.
Okay. We kind of, we watch wrestling, fast forward to like midnight. I inform you that I'm going to bed.
All right. I'm going to be up for a while.
I'm going to go to bed. Sure, feel free to stay up. Just don't go in the basement. All right?
Sounds good.
We got some remodeling and stuff going on down there.
All right, that's fine. I'm probably just going to check. I'm going to head up in my room. I'm going to edit. I got to edit. Always editing.
Oh, yes.
Never a respite from the editing.
Yes. Quite a bit of time it takes. A lot more than people would think.
It's people don't appreciate the work that goes into a well-edited podcast. Yeah, I'm glaring. Yeah, I'm glaring at you, listener, right now.
I'm going to bed.
All right, sounds good.
Good night.
Good night.
You want me to get you a glass of water before bed?
No, that's fine. I can take care of it. You get some sleep. You got driving tomorrow, which I appreciate you driving, by the way. That's super.
No problem. Good night.
Good night.
I linger maybe a little too long and then shut the door.
All right.
And then you hear my footsteps recede, not towards the bedroom, but away from it, towards where the garage and stuff are.
Okay. Well, I gotta get... I'm gonna head towards the fridge.
Sure. You see that there is a light on in the basement.
I'm going to that basement. That has been the plan since moment one, but I'm gonna grab a beer first.
You're like, I need some liquid courage for this.
I'm not going to not be drinking this. It's delicious.
It's one of those fridges that the doors meet in the middle and they kind of open gate style, like wide. And you open one of them. It looks like another glass of water would sit right next to the first. And it looks like a few beers are missing. But other than that, you grab a beer, pop it open, and then you hear something coming up the stairs of the basement. Chunk. Chunk. Chunk.
I'm going to go over and peer over the railing. Just take a long look.
Sure. It would appear that I am carrying some sort of large duffel bag. It looks like... Gosh, what's the word? Like, presentation materials are often kept in these kind of large containers. But this is like a fabric container. It's red and green. And it is just like a huge container. And I am just dragging it up the stairs a step at a time.
I thought you were going to bed. Do you need help with that?
Oh, hey. No, I was just...
No, come on. Let me help with that.
No, I'll get it. It's just...
I insist. Let me help with that. I insist.
Sure.
And I'm going to go over and try to...
You grab it. I grab one side, and we both start kind of...
Yeah.
Chunk one at a time. Like, even with you helping me, this is maybe a little over 100 pounds.
What are we moving?
This is our artificial Christmas tree. We just have to take it outside. We're getting a new one. Come on. Chunk. And then let me get you to roll a dexterity.
All right.
No, actually, this sounds like more of a vitality. You're kind of trying to resist wariness and things.
Sure.
So this is going to be 1 for heaviness, 2 because you're also kind of going uphill, and no, that 2 is fair.
I'm gonna say 1 for 1 just for lifting it and carrying it. 1 for because we're doing it together. Like I'm not taking all of the weight. I'm just sort of helping.
Sure.
And 1 because I am sort of going back, I'm going like I'm kind of already up the stairs most of the way, so I'm kind of already like aware of how far I've got to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've already kind of measured the distance in my head. I counted the steps, so to speak.
Absolutely. So go ahead and roll it up. We'll see what you get.
All right, so I got, for my positive dice, I got 1, 1, and 5, and I got a 3 and 6 on my negative. So
awesome.
That's 2 successes with 2 stress.
Yes. So you take 2 physical stress. However, you got 2 successes. So you were actually able to take most of the weight and still go up the stairs.
Why?
And I seem out of breath, but internally so, like I'm trying to conceal or compress it in some way. I go, wow, Jeff Stormer, you are stronger than you were in our role-playing game from in the beginning of the year, if you remember.
Apparently. I do remember. Why are we moving a Christmas tree?
We're just throwing it out. We're getting a new one. All right, this way.
But
I open the garage door.
It's August.
Yeah, this way. Why
are we doing, whatever. It's your house. It's your rules. I don't know why we're doing this in all you're doing in August.
Down the stairs. Okay, and you kind of land on the bottom of the garage steps, and we kind of start just walking it over to the trash can. Now that you laid it down on the bottom of the steps, you see it has wheels. So I just kind of, I like politely, I don't shove you away, but like I politely kind of push you off and then drag it over to the trash can and just lean it against the trash can.
Okay.
It's just that trash day is tomorrow, so.
Sure. Okay. All right, whatever.
What are you doing out of bed? I thought you had to edit episodes.
I was grabbing a beer. I'm not going to edit without a beer.
Well,
by the way, don't think I haven't counted those cans.
Well, you said I could have some.
I know. I'm messing with you. I promise. Yeah, I am your guest. It is the least I can do is offer up the beer that I have brought.
Absolutely.
It's good though, right?
It's very good.
It's hoppy. You like the hops?
I'm not a big beer guy. I don't know how to differentiate the tastes.
It tastes like a pine tree, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm going to head back to bed.
Yep.
Good night. I'm going to head back to the room. I'm going to close the door.
I stay in the garage.
And I'm going to go to work because Brubaeus is a raspberry beer, which means he didn't drink it, which means he's lying about something.
That's fair. I may be lying about something.
Haha. Victory is mine.
All right.
So victory through beer knowledge once again proves triumphant.
And what do you do?
I'm going to head to the basement. If you're in the garage, I'm heading to the basement.
Sure. Your phone lights up.
All right. What's on my phone?
You have a message from your wife. She sent you an article link.
Oh, neat. I hope it's about Puro.
About what?
Puro, Japanese pro wrestling.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well,
it is about the advantages of drinking unfiltered small-town water.
Oh. Well, I'm immediately suspicious because I know my wife hates small towns as much as I do.
And then it cites several scientists and doctors who swear to the benefits, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. Well, I'm going to read this more later. I'm heading to this basement.
Sure. You start hearing like commotion outside and stuff. Like each step you take down into the basement, all the lights are off at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So each step down you take kind of descends further and further into the darkness. And with each one of these steps, you hear like a metallic clunking sound in the garage.
I'm going to turn on my cell phone flashlight as I move down the steps to make sure I can move around without turning on any lights.
Sure. You get down, and have you ever seen Stranger Things?
Yes.
Okay. When you get to the bottom of the steps, you will notice that there's this like haze hanging in the air, kind of similar to the way like the basement was. All right. Do you know what I mean? In Stranger Things?
Yeah.
There's this kind of like haze, not ash or anything like that, but there's like these small particles of pollen just kind of like hanging in the air.
I'm going to put my shirt up over my nose.
Sure. You kind of shine the flashlight around the room, and it does that thing where you can visibly see the cone of light coming out of the end of your flashlight. There appears to be like a thin layer of dust on everything in the basement. It looks like this is really set up for like a kid's play area. There's a small bookshelf like full of role-playing games, and they look untouched on the right side.
I'm going to look through the role-playing games.
Sure. You got some L5R.
Nice.
You got End of the World. All three of the main books.
It's nice.
Not
Good
Wrath
collection.
of the Gods yet. Yeah, absolutely. You got some D20 Modern on there. Fiasco. Small. We go Primetime Adventures.
All right.
Like all of the Fantasy Flight Games Star Wars books are there. Then you hear another clunk upstairs, and then you hear what sounds like the garage door opening, maybe.
All right, I'm gonna keep looking around now that I've studied the role-playing games books. I'm gonna keep looking around the rest of them.
To be fair, those were the important part.
Yeah, that's the first thing I'm gonna look at, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, and Fate Core, of course.
Sure.
Yeah. So you kind of look around the room. There's like a trampoline in the corner and like a couch, but there's like little like a little princess tent and stuff like set up, and everything has that layer of fine dust on it. In fact, you're looking down, you'll note that your feet are leaving footprints.
All right, this is weird. I'm going to
I should note as well. There is an exit to the left that looks like it leads into like an unfinished part of the basement, but the door is shut. And then there's another door at the far end. It's a very long room at the very far end that looks like it leads to another room.
I'm gonna head towards Is the door at the far end of the room open?
No, they're both closed. One of them slides. The one that leads into the unfinished part is like a slide shut type of thing.
I'm going to head towards the sliding door, because that's going to make less noise, and I was told not to come down here.
Okay, sure. You kind of head towards the door, and you grab the knob, and you crack it slightly, and it's like a plume of dust comes gently out, and kind of lands on your face a little bit. You kind of turn away to avoid it getting in your eyes and things, and then you kind of slide it open softly, and then let me have you roll a willpower roll, because something traumatic is in front. This is going to be 1 because you like this sort of animal. This is going to be a 2 for base difficulty, and a 3 because of the creepiness of the other situations.
Okay, I'm going to say 1 for just basically like I'm already poking around. 2 for the scenario is already weird, so I'm kind of leaning into like weirdness. And I was trying to think if there's a third. I don't think there's a third. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go say 2. I can't think of a third per se.
Okay, so roll 2 versus 1. Sorry, 2 versus 3.
I got a 4 and a 6, a 5, a 6, and a 3 negative. So the 6s cancel out.
Is the 4 a success? It is not.
It is not, no.
Ooh, boy. Okay, so that you'll take as a stress as well. So you're going to actually take 3 stress. So you'll take the last one in your first tier, and then 2 more for your second tier.
Got it. Okay.
It's worth noting that anytime you get some downtime, that's when you're going to want to translate those to trauma. Okay?
Sure.
All right. When you walk in, the first thing you'll note is 3 dead cats and a dead dog on the floor of the on the floor of the unfinished basement. You kind of pan the camera up. It looks like you actually see some like wooden wooden frames that look like they're the bottom of the stairs kind of built into the ground. You kind of pan the flashlight around the room. On the left, you see some like litter boxes and some bare walls, and then as you go around, you see like what would be like washing machines, except it looks like there are these massive growths coming off of the walls, coming off of the floor and the ceiling, and they're kind of built up and cocooned around a portion of the washing machines. And then you kind of keep panning, and this is a maybe 50-foot room. Like it goes on and on and on, and you see like these giant growths, like a growth after growth after growth. There must be 20 or so such growths in this room, all kind of along the walls, and then there's this thick kind of spore that strands together when it catches, like a sort of sticky spider web that kind of clings to your clothing as you kind of walk through the doorway.
I am leaving.
Yep.
I'm running back up those stairs, I'm running out that door, and I'm going to the car.
Okay, sure. You run up the stairs, out the... Are you going to... Now, when you get to the top of the stairs, how the house is organized is you can make a left and go out the garage door, which you did hear the garage door opening, or you can make a left and then go out the front door, and reducing the risk of potentially running into me.
I'm going out the front door.
Okay. So yeah, you run around the kitchen the long way, you leave your laptop and your equipment in the room, and you head out the front door. The door opens. Now you see me off to the right, walking into the garage, carrying something. I go, "Hey Jeff, where are you going?"
I'm just going to run to the car. I'm not going to stop and talk to you.
Okay. He puts whatever he has in his hand down, and he starts walking towards the car. All right. So you're running as fast as you can. You're trying to get in the car. Let's get a dexterity roll.
Okay. So
this is going to be a 1 because you're freaked the fuck out. 2 because you're trying to do it quickly.
Sure.
And then the third is the baseline.
Okay. I'm going to say 1 because I've got a running start. 2 because he's got some ground to gain. Cover.
You give your dodging experience.
Yep, I got dodging experience. Haha. I'm very good at dodging.
Of course.
And I'm going to say, because I'm going to say 4 for I am, like, parkouring it, for lack of a better term. I am pushing things out of anything in my way. I am pushing out of the way.
There's nothing in your way. It's a clear shot across the lawn. You can even take that as a positive if you like, and then go ahead and roll it up.
So that's going to be 4 versus 3. That is a 3, 4, 5, and 6, and a 4, 5, and 6.
Whoo! Lovely. So you had that 3.
Yes, but I don't believe that is success.
So you get over to your car. You kind of Starsky and Hutch it across the hood. You land on the other side, open the car door, get inside, fumble with your keys a little bit. I'm now rounding the side of the car. You stick your keys in the ignition and turn. Nothing happens.
All right. In that case, the first time it doesn't happen, I'm going to try it one more time, and if it doesn't happen, then I am going to slide back my seat as far as it goes, so that I have easy access to the junk in my back seat.
Okay, sure. You kind of slide back to seat. I walk to the window and I just tap on the window. Hey, what are you doing, man?
I'm going to, as I'm discreet, I'm going to affect a cool posture. Smile.
Hey, buddy.
Recline the seat back further.
Sure.
And just smile and wave and maybe throw a wink and a finger gun as my hand sort of surreptitiously reaches to the back seat.
Sure, fair enough. Yeah, you were just searching. Where is it? It's got to be around somewhere. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I sure am. I'm going to roll down the window.
Okay.
I'm going to say, hey, buddy.
Hey, car trouble?
I'm going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the thing in my back seat, which is my rainbow sword. Then I'm going to roll down the window, and then it is rainbow sword time.
It's so easily you jump to stabbing someone.
There are mutilated animals in the basement. I don't think I jumped to anything. I should have jumped to stabbing first off, I should have jumped to stabbing when you did not in fact drink my beer. You might have drained Porter Rubeus. Secondly, I should have done it when you did the water thing, because that's just weird. If it's not a beer, you don't put it in the fridge in a glass. And that's only if you have other things to do.
First of all, is this in character?
Yes. This is me smiling as I lay out all the times that I should have done this. So first off was the time that you drained poured my Rubeus. Then was the thing with the water. Then was the thing where I couldn't get a Coke at the pizza place. All things considered, I have been exceptionally patient, and then I stab with the sword.
Okay, go ahead and roll to stab me with a sword.
Alright, so that's got 2 positive dice on it.
Okay.
3 because I think I'm catching by surprise.
Okay.
And 4 because the sword is kind of only sharp at the tip, but I know that, so I'm giving it just the right stabbing motion.
Okay, sure.
But it's real sharp, though. Just got caught my knee on it. I caught it on my knee one time. Hurt like a mother.
All right, fair enough. Well, you're going to get a negative as a baseline. You get 1 negative. You get another one because you're also trying to stab through a window.
Sure.
Which is a very kind of narrow choke point. And then 3 because he has an ability, I have an ability. And then 3 because I have an ability called Uncanny Behavior.
Okay.
So, go ahead and roll those 2.
3, 1, 6, and 2 positive. 4, 1, and 3 negative.
All right.
So that is a success.
Yeah, so your 2 lands, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, so what is your damage? It's your successes plus your damage.
So that is 1 success plus 3 damage is 4.
All right, so you lean forward and stab. The blade inserts right underneath my shoulder, and I let out a scream, ah! And then, jump backwards. You see an arc of blood start spraying out, as it looks like you might have caught me in an artery or something.
Nice. I'm gonna hit you with the car door now.
All right, sure.
Get you out there so I can get out of the car.
Sure. Go ahead and roll. You're gonna take 1 black for baseline.
Sure.
2 because I've already jumped back.
Sure.
3 because now I'm watching for you.
Sure.
And then that'll be it.
Okay. 1 because 1 for I guess. Do I get a baseline or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 for baseline. 1 because car doors are heavy and metal. 3 because you're screaming and you are distracted, which is going to give me a moment to strike.
Sure.
4 because I am willing to fight dirty.
Okay.
I am a bastard.
Awesome. All right, go ahead and roll it.
When the real monster... Did you say 3 or 4 for negative?
It was 3 negative.
3. Okay, so I got a 3, 4, 3, and 2 positive. A 3, 1, and 2 negative. The 2 3s are going to cancel out, leaving 1 stress. Oh no, the 3 and the 2 are going to cancel out. So that is a failure with 3 stress.
Yeah. As you kind of push the car door, you're starting to realize how panicked you are. Your hands are shaking. You maybe don't have as much control of your muscles as you thought you did in that one moment, and then that will fill up your bottom stress track.
All right.
I jump back. I say, "What are you doing?" and lock eyes with you. My face, however, is placid.
I'm going to roll out of the car, sword in my hands, keeping it pointed at you, keeping the distance between us, and say, "What the hell is in your basement?"
All of a sudden, you're starting noticing neighbors are poking their heads out of the doors. Some of them are kind of stepping out onto the porch to spectate, that sort of thing. It's like, "What do you mean? I don't have anything unusual in my basement." I look down and I see the yellow pollen on your feet and your shirt. You went into the basement, didn't you?
Obviously, I went into your basement. I just stabbed you with a rainbow sword. I'm not going to just do that because you're weird.
All the spectators are now kind of gathering closer, maybe to hear.
Gotten a little to... I'm going to... The car's not starting. I'm going to
call the police. Reach in my pocket, fish out an iPhone. Call 911, place it up to my ear. All the while, never breaking eye contact.
I am going to... Alright, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to put on a show. I'm going to wave the sword around. Scream, "Oh no, the police are coming!" and make a big show of it.
Okay.
Make a big show of my running to make it sort of bluff that I am more, play at a disadvantage so that they don't know what I'm actually doing when I start to run. You know what I mean?
Sure. So you're creating a distraction.
Yes.
Okay, sure.
I'm gonna make a big show of it and be like, "Oh no, the police! Oh no, I'm in danger!" And I'm gonna start running towards down that half a mile road or so to the convenience store.
Ah, very clever. Okay, cool. And then there's some nice actually back roads and alleys that lead to that same road. So you will be able to actually start running behind some houses, and then there's some alleys that aren't really officially kind of street roads, just where all the backyards meet together, but there's still a service road for trucks and stuff to drive through. So you're able to kind of dart back there and take off. Go ahead and roll.
Okay. For positives, I'll say I have 1 for baseline, 1 for back alleys, and back alleys. 1 because I think that I am, because I think that I am moving with more intent, because I've created a distraction, basically. I'm moving with more intent than they realize. And 4 because I kind of quietly made the plan to come here earlier. I made a friend, so I have a place to go.
Okay, sure. And then go ahead and add your dodging experience too. Cool. So you got 5. Okay. 1 is a baseline. 2, because you're starting to notice that crowd of spectators, they're not really behaving like spectators. They're more
Sure.
moving to intercept in a coordinated manner, which is unnerving. So take that third one, and then fourth, cover of darkness.
Sure. Okay. I got a positive 3, 5, 1, 3, and 4. Negative 3, 3, 4, and 3. So the 2 3s are going to cancel. 2 of the 3s are going to cancel out.
Mm-hmm.
The 4s are also going to cancel out, which means I am a success with 1 stress.
All right, awesome. So go ahead and knock that physical stress up one more time.
All right.
And then now you're in the second tier.
Yes.
So then you kind of dart off into the night. There's a group of people that start sprinting after you. You jump over a chain link fence and start running along this road that's kind of checkered with bushes and things. And then right as you feel as though they're about to turn onto the street to follow you, jump to the side, like behind like a shed or something, and you duck down. And there are, you hear footsteps kind of running all around you. He went over this way! And then you just kind of wait for it to die down. And then you get another text message. It's from your wife. It says,
oh, great.
Did you read my article?
Nah.
You're going to reply?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't read it.
No. Reply LOL, nah.
She says, read it. It's good.
LOL, nah.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Then you start seeing, like, the lights. Since it's dark enough out, you see, like, reflected on the kind of walls of houses and things. There's, like, the kind of police lights where the sirens aren't really going, but their lights are kind of start rolling into the neighborhood.
All right. Well, I'm going to keep low and keep moving towards that convenience store.
Okay, sure.
And then, best case scenario, I've got an ally. Worst case scenario, at least I'm holed up in a convenience store.
Okay,
They're
sure.
probably...
So you're headed, it's maybe a mile down the road, and you start running your sword in tow. And you you're starting to get a little bit out of breath. You started noticing that you're like, oh man, I've been running this whole time. And you start like slowing down. You start walking along one of these little sidewalks, and then you'll notice the sidewalk kind of banks to the left and then goes down like there's like a flight of stairs that goes down like right next to a bridge that lets you get down to the road that leads directly to the convenience store. So you get down that set of stairs and you start walking, and you see kind of police lights behind you, kind of driving along the road as well.
There's no scenario in which an interaction with the police goes well here. So I'm just going to keep moving. I'm not going to stop.
Sure. The police officer doesn't stop for you per se, but he does slow down when he approaches you. And he kind of rolls down the car window, says, "Hey, are you Jeff Stormer?"
Just gonna keep moving.
"What's your name?" The floodlight comes on, goes over at you. "Is your name Jeff Stormer?"
Nah.
"What's your name?"
My name is Jumpin' Jeff Farmer.
"Why don't you go ahead and stop right there and pull out some ID?" The car stops. Car door opens. Steps out.
I'm a wandering vagrant. I don't have ID.
Why don't you go ahead and put the weapon down, son?
This isn't a weapon. This is a stage prop. I'm a traveling wrestler. My name is Jumpin' Jeff Farmer.
Whenever you hold up and say this is a stage prop, you notice the blood at the end of it.
Yeah, that's stage blood.
This is a real convincing lie, but I'm going to give you a negative dice for this being not a convincing lie.
Sure.
One for the baseline, and a third for a reason I'm not going to tell you about.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what? Take a fourth for your anxiety here as well. And then give me a... It's either going to be a willpower or an empathy roll. I'll let you choose.
Okay. I'm going to make a... I'll call it empathy. I'm going to take one for baseline. One because I'm an entertainer, and this is me putting on a show.
It certainly seems
One,
that
because I at least have a prop. You know, I have something to back up the lie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's it. That's what I'm gonna take. So it's 3 versus 4.
Okay.
So I got a 5, a 5, and a 4. I got a 3, a 5, a 1, and a 6 negative. So that is not good.
No, that is not a success, and it is also a 3 stress.
Yes.
Yes. So go ahead and fill that first track all the way out there. All right, and now you're noticing how deadly this game is. Like, your mental health is almost entirely gone, and you haven't even got anything bad happen to you yet.
Yes.
Other than just seeing stuff. Oh, no. You can go ahead and, since you rolled it in empathy, go ahead and keep it over in social.
Okay. Yeah.
So go ahead and just remove those and then put it back over in social. Yep. All right, perfect. So the police officer walks over to you. He has his hand on his hip. He goes, place the weapon on the ground right now.
I'm going to put the weapon on the ground and then just burst out in a sprint.
And he starts freaking chasing you on foot.
Good.
All right, go ahead and roll against it.
All right. 1 for a baseline.
Mm-hmm.
1 because it's a feint, because I'm putting the thing down and then booking it.
Sure. But you did drop it?
I did drop it.
Okay.
I figure it's, saving myself, gotta commit to the lie. Gotta commit to the bit. Sure. 3, 4... How far am I from the convenience store?
I'd say you're a good quarter mile.
3 for that last bit of adrenaline for getting close to it. And I'm going to say 4 because I am having a panic attack.
Oh,
so my senses are heightened.
Okay. And then I'm going to give you a negative for the same reason. 1 is the baseline, 2 because you're having a panic attack, 3 because of your anxiety, 4 because his unusual behavior.
Sure.
And then 5 because holy shit. No. That'll be the second one. Okay, so just 4.
Sure. I got a 1, 2 4s, and a 6. Negative, I got 3 6s and a 3.
Ouch.
So, one of the 6s cancel out. That leaves 2 6s and a 3. But that is a success.
Okay. With
so
3
negative
die.
3 stress.
3 stress, yeah. Yeah, so you are actually getting physically exhausted.
Yes.
You're not really you've like tripped a couple of times and like you've kind of landed on like a brick wall and you've got to just pick yourself up. Like you're bleeding in some places. You're out of breath. You're having a panic attack. Your chest is tight and your breath is like hurting as it comes out. And you start sprinting. You dart into the woods of all places where you think you might have lost him.
All right.
You start seeing like a flashlight kind of shining around the woods and then start tromping around. You don't hear anyone calling for you anymore, but you do see several other lights kind of lighting up. Start looking around.
I am going to... I didn't get that guy's number, or else I would just call him, because now my only option is to just keep going towards that damn convenience store.
Yeah, absolutely. But now that you have a moment to breathe, if you'd like, you can convert some of your stress.
I would love to.
Okay.
I'd love to convert row of that stress.
And then for those of you listening at home, this is so he doesn't die, because stress is the only way to die in this game.
If I cap out that 4th block of stress, I die. So I'm going to convert I'm going to convert both things of stress into physical trauma. I'm going to say I have a twisted ankle.
So this will be a... yes, okay. So that 1 remaining stress tick there, that just goes down to tier 1.
Got it.
As
okay.
1 there.
But, gonna be
exactly. You got just the right idea. Except for that twisted ankle there, that is a 1 week. You have to, since it's a level 2, you have to tick that level 2. So that would mean actually a level 2 severity is more akin to like a broken ankle or a festering wound or partial blindness or a 2nd degree burn.
I'm going to, in that case, take a broken rib.
Ooh, yeah, from when you fell on the wall.
Yeah. And my 1 day trauma is that I am just brutally exhausted. Like, I am having trouble breathing, and I just need to... So I'm also going to drop down this... I'm going to drop down this 1 day mental trauma. and just say I'm real freaked out.
Okay. This is going to be like a fear of...
Yeah, this is a fear of small towns.
Fear of small towns? Not even these particular people. Just the small towns. I just don't like small towns.
They're weird.
They're not that weird.
Okay.
I'm making it weird, though.
I know.
I'm going to admit it. I'm making it weird. Anyway.
My social trauma... My social trauma is that I am...
You want me to read you some examples?
Mm-hmm. I know what I want it to be.
Level 1 is like indifference or dislike of a particular type of person, or general unease or wary around people.
I'm going to say wary around people.
No, those are just examples. I mean, you can invent your own if you like.
No, I think that's perfect, because what I wanted it to just be was like, over it.
Absolutely.
I'm going to write down clinically over it.
Fair enough. Now, just to let you know, since you've converted these to traumas, those traumas work against you as negative die.
Sure. Okay. Sure, that makes sense.
Okay. So there you sit in the woods. It seems, for now, as though the danger is past, but now that you have a moment to kind of assess your injuries and the adrenaline is wearing off, you're starting to notice that maybe you didn't feel as well as you did in the first place. Maybe this whole trip was just a bad idea.
Yeah, I feel like after the bite, I probably shouldn't have come to GenCon, but here we are. I didn't even get nominated for an Annie. This was a waste of my time.
This is bullshit. I just wanted to meet James D'Amato again.
Yeah, I just want to hang out with my friends.
This is lame. Alright, so yeah, you're just kind of huddled in the woods, trying to formulate a plan, trying to wrap your head around what you could possibly do, and then your phone rings. Luckily, you set it to vibrate, so it's just a...
Who is it?
Unknown number, local area code.
I'm gonna answer. Just... what? Just...
Hello, Jeff?
If this is an alien, are you an alien? Is this an alien thing? Are you a weird small town person?
Jeff, it's me, Jeff.
Oh, hey, Jeff. Hey, wrong Jeff.
Oh. Yeah, it's good to... You told me to call you.
Yeah, hey, you have a car?
Yeah, I have a car.
You ever been to Indianapolis?
Sure. Why?
You want to go Indianapolis right now? Because this town is being overrun by, I think, pod people?
Pod people?
Pod people.
I know I said that people have been acting strange, but I don't know if I'd say pod people.
I was in a basement, and there were some skinned animals, and there were some pods, and then people were weird, and I feel like pods plus weird people is pod people.
Oh my. Where are you right now? I'll come pick you up.
I'm in the woods. Don't drink water.
You're gonna have to be more specific.
Oh, God, I don't know. I'm in the woods.
What road are you near?
Do I see a road?
You see a road, but you don't see any road signs from where you're at. You'll have to venture closer.
Alright, I'm gonna walk through the woods, try to find a sign.
Okay. You start... You're trying to keep a low profile, I imagine.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me a dexterity roll for like to roll stealth.
Okay.
In a manner of speaking.
Okay.
By the way, I'm keeping careful watch over the time here.
Yeah. I figure I'm gonna gun... If I can get to this car... We'll drive off into the figurative sunset.
He goes, I just got off of work, so I can come pick you up.
Alright, I'm at, okay, so I've got 1 for baseline, 2 because I can see, the flashlights of where the people are. If anybody's looking for me, I can see flashlights because it's real dark.
Mm-hmm.
3 for just, keeping low. 4 for my dodging expertise. And I think that's it. Maybe 5 for natural cover.
Okay, sure. I'm gonna flip the inverse on you. You got 1 baseline, 2 because I'll call it noisy foliage.
Sure.
Because around here everything is dry leaves.
Sure. That makes sense.
3 because you're distracted. You also try to talk on the cell phone. But I'll leave it at that, and then you can go ahead and roll. Now he says, okay. I'll come pick you up. What are some street signs you see? And you look up and you see street sign says Washington Street. You have to get almost all the way up on that little highway barrier to see it, but yeah, Washington.
Washington Street?
Oh, I know where that is. I just got to stop for something real quick first, and then I'll come out and get you. Is that okay?
Is it water? Don't say water.
It's not water, Jeff.
All right.
I'll be right there. Just sit tight, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
So I got 2 successes on that. Keeping a low profile and no stress.
Okay.
So I got 1 success and no stress.
All right. Awesome. Your first no stress.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're sitting there behind that barrier. Your heart is pounding. You look down and you see like there's some sort of lizard or something crawling on your foot. You just kind of bat it away. You're like, God damn it. Look, your nerves are you're over it. You're very much so over it. So much so that you made it into a trauma called over it. You're actually
Gonna get in a car. Get in a car. Gonna drive away from this small town. I'm gonna go to Indianapolis. I'm gonna get a train. I'm gonna get a plane. We're gonna go back to Philly. I'm gonna buy a new car. And I am never going into a small town again.
Absolutely. So you wait maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Like, it seems like an inordinately long amount of time. And a car pulls up. It seems like one of those little, like, old beaters from, like, the early 90s, like an old subcompact. And it's very noisy when it pulls up. And, like, it stops in front of you. And you see Jeff kind of in the front seat. Jeff, where are you? He's trying to whisper call out of his car, even though his car is louder than a whisper.
I'm gonna study him for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Get a handle on whether he's been turned.
Very wise. So go ahead and roll to appraise his thing.
Okay. I'm gonna go baseline 1. 2 because he doesn't know where I am, so I'm able to like watch him for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
3 because like I'm watching him real closely, and I've been dealing with this nonsense all day. And
sure.
I think that's it. I'm gonna say 3.
Okay, I've already calculated mine. I'm not gonna read them out, but 4. You have to roll against a 4.
All right. That is 0. That is failure with one failure.
Okay. I never really know how to handle failures as like spot checks or as
I'll say
sense motives. But what you do is, I mean, you look towards him. It's dark. Some would say even too dark to appraise.
Okay.
But he seems to be the exact same person you saw before, except in this occasion he has a cigarette hanging out of his mouth. He's even wearing the same thing.
Oh, well, all right. I'm going to get in the car then. I'm going to walk over, get in the car, sit in the front seat.
He doesn't jump, but his head kind of locks on you when you jump over the barrier. And he goes, come on in, get in the front. Right. And you see him move something off the front seat so that you can sit down.
All right. I'm going to look at what he moved off the front seat.
It looks like there was just a jacket.
All right. I'm going to sit in that front seat.
Okay.
I'm going to look in the back seat first.
Sure. There appears to be a lumpy blanket back there.
I'm gonna jab at that blanket. Mm-hmm.
All right. This is gonna be a vitality roll.
Okay.
Because the blanket is cast aside immediately, and you see your own face looking back at you, and he reaches forward and grabs you by the throat.
Great. That's going to be 1. 2 because I was ready for something crappy to happen at the end of this awful day. 3 because, as established, I am fighting dirty. The second I am grabbed, it is straight for between the legs. It is straight for the eyes. It is anywhere that not a noble man, not a good man.
Sure.
And I'm gonna say 4 because I am a caged animal at this point.
Okay, cool.
I'm more animal than man now. You've broken me down.
Sure. You're going to be rolling against him directly. So what you have is you get a minus for the unnerving, or you get just like your baseline.
Sure.
And then you get 1 just because the unnervingness of seeing yourself. He's even dressed identically to you.
Sure.
And then you get 1 because of his uncanny dodging experience.
All right.
And then 1 because you're broken rib and you're brutally exhausted.
Sure.
Of course.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 5.
5.
Yeah.
Got it. I got a 5, 4, 2, and 1 positive. 2 6s, 2 3s, and a 4 negative. So that is a success. With, let's see, the 4s cancel out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, stress.
Okay, sure. So how that translates is he was reaching for your throat and doing something with his other hand. You didn't close the car door yet, so you were able to jump back, and he kind of raked your throat a little bit, but you were able to get out of the car just in time as a blade punched through the passenger seat. And it looks like your rainbow blade.
Oh no, my rainbow sword.
He's struggling to remove it from the seat as you kind of gain your footing. Right now is when we would drop into initiative order, okay? I'm going to call it your turn first.
All right.
And then we'll see where this takes us.
I am going to... I'm going to try to gouge his eyes out.
Okay, cool. That
Going
would
for the
require kind of reaching into the back seat to do.
Okay, so he's in the back seat.
Yes.
Jeff is in the front seat. I'm outside the car.
Yeah, you just jumped outside the car. So I'll even say you're kind of crab walking backwards trying to get away from the car.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to climb to my feet, and I am going to... What do I want to do here? I don't know that I have anything I can do here. Is there anything around I can pick up and, smash the windshield with?
Yeah, there's a series of, not a trash can, but there's a bunch of decorative rocks that are kind of on a slanty hill right there, that they're within you can just run over, grab one real quick and chuck it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do that.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and throw it. Dodgeball champ!
Dodgeball champ. So that's 1 positive. Baseline. 2 because I am clearing some ground, and we'll say 2 because they're distracted trying to pull the sword out, and Jeff is trying to drive the car, so they're distracted. 3 because I'm trying to break up the windshield to cut down visibility so that they can't necessarily dodge as well. And 4 because... we'll say 3. I got 3.
3? Okay. I'm going to call it dark. I'm going to call dark. I'm going to call panic. And then your baseline. So 3. Roll 3 against 3.
That is 2 1. That is a 1, 2, and 5, and a 1, 1, 3 negative. So the 1s cancel out. That is still a success with 2 stress.
All right, cool. So you throw it. It lands firmly in the windshield. Spiderwebs the entire windshield. And you're like, yes! And then they start to get out of the car. The driver kind of steps out. Jeff steps out. And you see he is the exact same height as you. Exact same build. But his face is placid, calm. He goes, come on, Jeff. I'm much happier this way. You will be too.
I sit down, and I look at Jeff. I look at other Jeff dead in the eye, and I say,
"Which Jeff? I'm realizing there's 3 Jeffs here."
I'm looking at evil me right in the eye. He's got the sword.
Sure.
I'm actually going to get up, and I'm going to put my hand out and say, just stop. Just chill. Chill, bro. And I'm going to walk over to him and put my hand on his shoulder. And I'm going to say, listen. Tuesday mornings, 10 a.m., every Tuesday, the script is labeled under script.txt on my notepad. You just have to right-click it.
And he stabs you through the midsection.
Great.
Oh my god.
The important thing, though, is that the podcast lives on. I just needed to know where the script was kept. Oh, that was a blast. That was super fun. Antonio, thank you so much for coming on Party of One. This was amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it was super fun. Oh my god. That's why I love this game. But it gets so little credit, man. But it's super easy to
really
handle.
enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought it was a really fun, like, horror game. Like, it was cool. I liked playing myself, and I liked my options running out. Like, that was a lot of fun.
Well, I'm glad you had fun. That was a great time. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks
this was super fun. You have any social media plugs? Anything you want to shout out before we wrap up?
Well, I still have my Oracle podcast, which was the name of my my short-lived show. I'm still on Twitter at Oracle Podcast, but I'm not very active on there other than retweeting James D'Amato. Sure. That's pretty much the extent of my my activity on there. So follow me if you want to. If not, I won't have any hurt feelings.
Fair enough. Well, I'm going to throw it over to Evil Me so that he can wrap up with the show. Take it, Evil Me. Evil, Jeff? Why, frankly, I resent the implication. I'm the same person I've ever been. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry, I was parched. I needed a glass of water. Thank you to Antonio for coming onto the show. That was a lot of fun. You can follow Antonio on Twitter at Oracle Podcast, and then you can follow this show on Twitter at Party of One Pod, like the show on Facebook at facebook.com/PartyOfOnePodcast. And if you enjoyed the show, consider giving us an iTunes review, social media shout-out, or word-of-mouth recommendation, or consider backing us on Patreon at patreon.com/PartyOfOnePodcast. If you want to hear more from me, check out All My Fantasy Children, the podcast in which Aaron Catano and I take your listener prompts and turn them into beautiful, thriving, vibrant, role-playing game children. It is spectacular. I am very proud of that show. Party of One is produced and edited by Jeff Stormer and Jen Frank. All music for the show comes from the song Infinite Lives by Megaran featuring the D&D Sluggers. If you'd like to inquire about advertising rates or about coming onto the show, send me an email at partyofonepodcast@gmail.com. That's all for me. Until next time, thank you for listening, and remember, in a world, in a regime, that wants to target you for being you, simply existing, loudly, unapologetically, defiantly, and enthusiastically, is a powerful, meaningful act of resistance. Do not let them take away that which makes you you. Instead, say fuck the haters, and do it louder. Together we are unique, together we are strong. Fight on, resist, and party on. Never gonna die.